Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the first edition of Pwc Connections for 2026. It is January 12th. My name is LAMONT HINSON. I am one half of the host combination today. I'm being joined by my co-host, Miss SHARON CARVIN. Good morning, SHARON. How are you?
Good morning, Lamont. Happy New Year to
Happy
you.
New Year. How you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. A little chilly outside, but warm in here, so
Yeah.
looking forward to a good conversation.
Typical Fayetteville weather. It's warm one day, cold the next day, warm, then it's raining, then it might snow. Welcome to North Carolina, anybody who's new or transplanting. Today, we're going to be talking about some customer service tips and advice for the new year for PwC customers or utility customers in general. So hopefully our listening audience can get some good advice. And we are so thankful to be joined by two customer service reps from PwC. One, Miss MIKIA Brown. She works over in the call center, but I'm sure she floats around in other areas. Good morning, MIKIA.
Good morning, Lamont. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Likewise. On to my right, I have Miss Tara Johnson. She is also a customer service rep, but she kind of works more in the payment center, but I think she floats around as well. Versatile. Good morning, Tara. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Lamont?
I'm doing well. Now, I'm sure you all know SHARON. Y'all work with SHARON. I already told her I can just sit back and let you ladies have conversation. But before we get into that, as usual, I would like our audience to get more familiar with who we have as our guest. So I'm going to start with you, MIKIA. Go alphabetical order. If you could tell us a little bit about your background, your time with PwC, and some of your professional experiences. And we'll talk a little bit more about your roles and responsibility within the conversation.
Okay, so my name is MIKIA. I am a Fayetteville native, born and raised here. I've been with PwC for a little over a year and a half, since about April of 2024. My previous experience, I was a transit dispatcher. I've been a transit dispatcher with the city of Fayetteville, as well as another city in a different state. I was a transit dispatcher for about 7 years. So for the most part, my background is in customer service.
Okay. All right, Tara, same for you. Tell us a little bit about your time with PwC and how did you get here?
Okay, my name is Tara. I'm not a Fayetteville native. I was born in Maryland, but I moved in North Carolina. I was in Kinston, but I came to Fayetteville because of college. I went to Fayetteville State.
Go Broncos.
Yes, go
Attitude
Broncos.
check.
Broncos.
Okay. But I have been in customer service, I would say at least 8+ years. Call center wise, I would say 5+ years. Before I started taking calls regarding electric, water, and sewer, I did do phone calls regarding your internet, cell phone, things of that nature at a different call center. But customer service overall, at least 8+ years.
Yeah. So aside from, SHARON, cut me off whenever you feel free, but aside from generally answering questions customers may have, and I'm sure assisting them with their account, what are some of the roles and responsibilities that come with being a CSR? Not all at once.
So generally, I guess a typical day is, assisting customers by phone, email, chat. I think that's what the day-to-day operations typically consist of.
Okay.
Yes.
And what would you say, Terry?
Well, payment center wise, we do take payments regarding cash, money order, or check through the drive-through. We do also have a kiosk option that's available for customers if they have a card. That's 24 hours, so they don't have to come during our business hours. If you want to come later on in the evening, understand people work and stuff, you can do that as well. But yeah, pretty much.
And what would you say, SHARON? Let me get your input as well.
Actually, just agreeing with both of them, just the typical questions. I mean, with the weather getting colder now, customers are, even if they have not experienced their bills being higher, like, hey, I think I used a little bit more electric because, it's 20 degrees out this morning. What should I expect? So that's good. Customers want to know that, and it's good information that whenever they do call in, that the CSRs can share, hey, you may see a higher cost with your electric due to the weather outside. So just having that, it's not always a need, just having a conversation with customers based on, you know, what they're calling about.
Right. Now, I don't want to be presumptuous. I'm sure most of the calls are about trying to save on their bill. But what would you all say are some of the most common reasons that customers reach out to us?
They call to start services, stop services. They might be needing to, let's say, have a limb trimmed from their power lines. Like, they call for many things: power outages, no water, all types of things.
I'm going to piggyback with MIKIA, all sorts of things. I would say majority of the calls, since with the call center, pay plans, just to check if Department of Social Services has funds regarding their different programs, such as LEAP, CIPS, emergency funds, different things of that nature.
CIPS.
Well, it's an emergency. It's a program
Okay.
for them to receive funds on their billing. I know if they pay their water and sewer, DSS does help with the electric, but it's just a different program besides LEAP, or different resources to help customers out regarding their billing.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Would you say there's a difference in the pace in the call center versus the payment center?
Yes, I would say it's a different pace, depending on the day, though, because Mondays and Fridays, those are our busiest days, whether you're in the drive-thru or you taking calls. But yeah, that I would say the calls, just because there's a lot of things that we cannot do in the drive-thru. The drive-thru is just a payment option, a payment center for customers to pay. And a lot of customers, they do come through to try to start or transfer services, and we would have to do that over the phone. So I would say the phones are a little bit more busier because there's things that we can't do through the drive-thru.
And I would like to share this, and that's a good point, Tara. We are looking to provide more services at the payment center other than, taking of the standard payments. If, let's say if the customer volume is low that day, there are some options that we're looking to put in place at the payment center as well. So just look out for those options as well.
Okay.
And as the team was sharing about pay plans, customers calling in for pay plans, I know there's some other options too, as far as when they're how they can make a pay plan. If one of y'all want to share that, how they can request pay plans other than calling by phone.
Certainly. So they can also log into their online portal. You can go through that at my.faypwc.com. Once you have your online portal set up, you can do all sorts of things. But as Ms. Sharon did mention, setting the pay plan, the portal will give you 12 days beyond your bill's due date to set that pay plan. In the event that you need more days beyond that 12 days, you can always give us a call to request more time to see how we could assist you.
Now, when you say portal, is this the same as the online account manager?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So we say portal internally. I think the customer's more familiar with
Yes.
just trying to bridge that gap. Now, what are some of the top tips you guys share with customers to try to help them keep their bill low?
Okay. Well, regarding right now, since it's winter time, what's recommended for the temperature in homes is 68. Now, I know that might seem like a low temperature, to each its own regarding comfortability, but that is what's recommended to keep your bill relatively low. Not the lowest, but relatively low.
Yeah.
I know in the summertime, we do recommend 78, because that helps as well, but that's what's recommended for right now.
Now, I would imagine sometimes it's even an education process to try to explain to the customers about the number of services that are on their bill. A lot of times they may assume that it's just electric, but they may have all three services. Or we give tips on electric, but what if I am a water or wastewater customer? Is there anything I can do to keep my bill low?
You would want to check for leaks, make sure you don't have any leaks dealing with your commode or sinks, faucets, those types of things, because leaks can definitely cause your bill to increase greatly. But also, just going over your bill, checking your bill, because sometimes people don't realize that there are facility charges and taxes included when they do have multiple services. And so sometimes they'll say, well, I don't use that much water, and that is understandable, but just understand that sometimes it's the taxes and fees, and those things that cannot be avoided. It's just one of those things we do have to pay to use the utilities.
Yeah. Cost of doing business. My engineer is hitting the music, letting me know it's time to take a break and recognize some of the sponsors for the radio station. So we will be right back with our next segment in PwC Connections. Please stay tuned.
You have always put others before yourself. Put your country above all else. Given everything you can, every time. Now it's time to forge a new path. At Fayetteville State University, we believe your service is our debt. So we're offering free military family tuition. Yes, absolutely free. And with new programs like cybersecurity, anything really can happen. Fayetteville State University. Are you in?
In life's most difficult moments, you deserve compassion, dignity, and peace of mind. At Wiseman Mortuary, 431 Cumberland Street, we've been serving families with care and respect for generations. We're proud to announce our new location, Wiseman Mortuary of Garland, 65 North Belgrade Avenue, Garland, North Carolina. From traditional services to personalized tributes, we are here to guide you every step of the way with warm understanding and experience. Let us help you honor a life well lived. Wiseman Mortuary, where every life is celebrated and every family is cared for. Call us today at 910-483-7111 in Fayetteville or 910-529-1341 or visit wisemanmortuary.com to learn more. Wiseman Mortuary in Fayetteville and Garland, caring for families when it matters most.
And we're back. Hope you didn't change that dial. That was a quick little microwave break. We are talking customer service tips and advice for the new year. This is PwC Connections with Lamont and Sharon. We're being joined by MIKIA and Tara. Sharon, take it away.
I certainly can. So the last segment, we're talking about customers reviewing their bills, maybe checking for leaks. So what would be some more behavior changes that customers maybe could do month to month to really hopefully see maybe a decrease in being able to manage their bills, whether it's summer or winter?
So as Tara was previously mentioning, keeping your thermostat set to 68 in the wintertime is going to help you. Sometimes we'll get calls and the customer might say, I'm not doing anything differently than what I normally do. And although that is understandable, the weather is the biggest component when it comes to how your bills are affected, whether it's the summertime or the wintertime. So trying to keep it on that 68 degree temperature and then seeing how you can adjust to that, see if you need to go up a little bit or go down a little bit. And then in the summertime as well, keeping it on 78.
I know there is another feature on our bill as far as like the bill graph, the usage graph. You want to speak a little bit about that, maybe how that could help customers?
Absolutely. So on your bill, page 2 of your bill, it has the graph, and that graph goes back over the course of a year. So this is January of 2026. It would show you all the way back until January of 2025. You can see what months you're using the most water or the most heat, or I'm sorry, I apologize, the most water or the most electricity. So you can kind of compare to see if this is your norm or if something is there that you might need to get checked out, because that's not, it's not uncommon that you might have to get your HVAC system checked or have your water checked to see if you have some leaks.
Awesome. All right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is a theory, but it seems to me that a lot of customers compare their utility bill almost to like their cell phone bill. And how you were saying, I didn't do anything different. I believe it's a thought process of, well, I didn't go over my minutes, or I didn't make any international calls. I didn't use any more data. So my cell phone bill stayed the same. I didn't do anything different utility-wise. So why isn't my utility bill staying the same?
Correct. So we sometimes forget that, it was 75 degrees, for instance, this weekend, but today I'm not sure what the temperature is, but we know it's not 75 degrees. And so, of course, your heat is definitely running right now, whereas this weekend it didn't. So you'll be able to see. You can also utilize the app at, like I said, my.faypwc.com. If you go there, you can see your usage. You can see your daily usage, your hourly usage. You'll see if you're using more kilowatts during this time where it's warmer outside versus when it's colder outside.
You got anything to add on that, Tara?
Well, I'm agreeing with everything MIKIA says. And just to piggyback to, I know a lot of people ask regarding our peak hours, our peak time, if you do have electric services with us. I know right now our peak times is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's every day. And I know starting in April, when we move to our summertime, it'll be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. That's just when you're charged more for your electric usage. So I would just try to not wash or dry your clothes, use your dishwasher, turn your thermostat up and down around those time frames. That can help keep your bill relatively low as well.
Now, let's just assume I'm totally new. I'm a new customer. What do you mean peak hours? What are peak hours, time of use? What's that all about?
Well, the peak hours, again, it's just when you are charged more for your electric usage. Right now, we're in our winter time, so starting in November all the way to March, the peak times is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day. That will change, and they do make them well aware of it in their billing statement as well, just so that way you're notified. But in April, starting from April to October, it'll change from 3 p.m. to 6. Usually when I start a customer service and they're new, because we are a military town, thank you for all the Army and veterans. Thank you for your service. But I do usually tell a lot of people, because they're moving from out of state. They have never been to North Carolina. They've never been to Fayetteville. And I do tell them, if you liked your dishwasher, if you like to wash or dry your clothes, to try not to do it around those peak times. Try not to turn up your heat. For example, I had an elderly woman. She says she wakes up really early in the morning and it's cold. And she automatically turns up her thermostat. That was why her bill went up. I recommended that she try an electric blanket, and that did lower her bill. That would just be a suggestion just to help out, instead of automatically going to your thermostat and changing things. Try to buy a blanket or two, or buy an electric one, just to help out regarding it. Same thing regarding kids. When you get home and you get off of work, everyone's cooking, watching TV, tablets, phones, just different things, and that could be around the peak time. I just tell customers to beware and just to think about it, when looking at your bill, and sometimes that helps. That de-escalates the call. Try to put them in my shoes,
Absolutely.
Now, is there a reason or rationale as to why we're charging them more during the peak hours?
So, it costs us more to provide the services during that time. So that is kind of how we offset the cost a little bit of us providing the service. So,
Okay.
All right, and we're going to move into the next segment of, we talked about the bills and, what comes next as far as the bills. It's going to be a due date on the bill. So, Terry, you want to talk about some payment options? And then what kind of works best for different persons as far as like the payment options?
Yes, we can. Again, you can use your cash, check, money order, or you can use your card. We, again, do have the payment center. I've worked there quite a long time as well. You can come through our drive-through. If you don't want to mail it in, you can drop it off there. We do provide receipts, so that way you can keep up, because I know some of our elderly customers, they do like to have a receipt with them when they leave. Again, if you do have a card, we do have the kiosk option. That is available 24/7. You can make a card payment online as well, or over our phone through our automated system. And again, we have the app for our younger users. If you would like to just make a payment.
All demographics use the app.
Right. For our younger people, if you want to just do a little quick oop-de-doop, Yeah, but that's just several payment options for.
Now, do we accept IOUs?
we do not accept IOUs.
Okay.
However, you also have the option of going to Western Union and paying at Food Lion. Just keep in mind that payment does not apply to your account immediately. The payment can take a few hours to post to your account. We have several different payment options, as far as some people have to use their healthy benefits cards as well. That's something that you would contact your health insurance company about, but you can use those payments like at Walmart to make those payments. Again, sometimes it can take 7 to 10 business days for it to apply to your account. And in the meantime, you can always give us a call, let us know that you've made that payment, and you can request an extension to see how, just to give time for that payment to post to your account.
Now, Sharon, what can you tell us about budget billing?
So absolutely. So customers, they want control, sometimes if it's available, they want control over what they pay each month for budgeting purposes. So certainly if that's something, an option that may work for you, work best for you, contact us. Customer service rep can take a look at your account, seeing what services you provide, see if your account meets that criteria as far as the budget bill, give you an amount, and that's something that you want to sign up for. You certainly can. It will be effective on your next bill. But the important thing that I would want to stress about budget bill is that whenever you get your monthly bill, it's still going to tell you what your actual usage is versus how much your budget bill amount is. So that would allow them to say, hey, I'm right on budget, or if I'm paying my budget, maybe my budget plan amount is less than what my usage is, I'm in the good. But sometimes if it's higher, and like you're carrying a balance, that's something that you want to pay close attention to. And we do have a dedicated team that does, from time to time, I think every 6 months, review those accounts to see, hey, should it go up or should it go down? And then, of course, the customer is notified if there is ever a budget change. So that's I think it's a very workable program, as long customers pay attention to their monthly statements as well.
Makes sense. Now, what should a customer do if they do receive a bill that is higher than they expected? I mean, it's the new year. I'm sure some people stretched to the limit from Christmas. Now they've gotten a bill that they weren't expecting to be as high. Is there anything that can be done?
So I guess we would have to get to what's causing it to be higher, because if it's a situation of your electricity being higher, we do not offer any kind of adjustments or courtesy adjustments for electricity. But I would suggest possibly getting your HVAC system serviced. If you rent the home, I would definitely suggest maybe contacting your landlord to see how they can assist you with pinpointing what's causing your electricity usage to be so much higher than normal. But to go back to the courtesy adjustments, if there's a situation where you have a water leak, it could be a toilet leak, it could be hot water heater leak, all types of leaks can happen. We do offer a courtesy adjustment. That adjustment, we can offer that one time per 12 months, but you do have to have the leak repaired first before we can do that. And once you call to let us know it's been repaired, we will review your water usage to see if it has gone back down to the average usage. And then we can request and see if we can, get you some type of relief on that bill from that high water usage.
I would say reach out.
Absolutely.
Don't take the ostrich approach of just burying your head in the sand and expecting it to go away. That bill is going to still be there. So what you do not want to do is not pay it for the month and still expect to have services going. So I would, correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon.
No, you are not wrong. So definitely do not bury your head, because if you do, that next month, more than likely it's going to be higher. The next month is going to be higher, when that first month you could have just taken the time to call, and we could have definitely discussed it with you. And we definitely know that, persons have busy schedules. So our call center opens at 7 o'clock in the morning, doesn't close until 8 o'clock in the evening. So we're definitely, if you have any questions regarding your bills, we're definitely there to assist.
Okay. Great information. Hopefully everyone's tuning in. We're getting ready to take one more break, and we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about some customer service tips and advice. You're listening to PwC Connections. We'll be right back.
Health officials say we are at the peak of respiratory season, specifically with flu cases on the rise in the last 2 weeks. While President Trump continues to push for oil company investment in Venezuela, he has voiced displeasure with comments from ExxonMobil following a meeting of executives at the White House. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell announced in a video statement on social media that the Justice Department is building a criminal case against him based on testimony he gave to the Senate. Amid federal takebacks of public broadcasting funding, the Umbrella Corporation for Public Broadcasting has shut down, but public TV will continue. Demonstrations continue in western North Carolina after the death of Renee Good in Minnesota. Over the weekend, protesters endured rainy weather to demonstrate at the Henderson County Courthouse. Paul Thomas Anderson wins for Best Director Motion Picture in the Golden Globes. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Fayetteville Police Department homicide detectives are investigating a stabbing that happened along the 8,000 block of Cliffdale Road. This was yesterday at about 3:50 in the morning. It resulted in a death. The deceased has been identified as Christian Ahmad Sewell. He was 23 years old, out of Fayetteville. His next of kin has been notified. The preliminary investigation revealed Sewell was outside of the Circle K at 8191 Cliffdale Road, where the on-duty employee, 32-year-old Shanice Starks of Rayford, North Carolina, made contact with him. An altercation between Starks and Sewell ensued, which resulted in the alleged stabbing death of Sewell. Starks has been charged with first-degree murder. Fayetteville Police proud to participate in the Public Special Olympics Torch Icon campaign that has already started. It goes through January 16th. Members of the FPD invite the community to join them. When you stop at Publix, you can donate at checkout by buying a torch icon. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
This morning, we're starting out quite cold out there under mainly clear sky, a little breezy at times as well. Temperatures mainly below freezing. Heading into the afternoon, it's a mostly sunny sky, high temperatures ranging between 48 and 53 across the area. Overnight lows dropping into the mid to upper 20s under a clear sky and a calm wind. Then as we head into Tuesday, mostly sunny, warmer highs 55 to 60 degrees. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
We're back. This is Pwc Connections on Widu Radio. We are talking customer service tips and advice for the new year. I'm one of today's hosts, LAMONT HINSON, being joined by SHARON, CARVIN, and we're talking with MIKIA Brown and Tara Johnson. Hopefully you are not just now tuning in. We've been giving up some great information, but if you are, please feel free to go to the Widu Facebook page and catch the beginning of the show for today. We're going to jump into some things that I'm sure you guys run into all the time. Common misconceptions, things customers feel to be true but may not actually be true. What are some that you guys hear probably on a routine basis?
So I'll go with sometimes we do have power outages caused by a multitude of things, and sometimes we get calls where a customer might believe that we could just, turn the power back on, and that is not a possibility because our linemen who work very hard, they do have to go out and, find out what's causing this outage before it can be repaired safely.
Yeah, that's true. You got any, Sarah?
No, I'll piggyback with MIKIA. That's a common misconception. The only thing I could think of right now that would be a common misconception regarding a lot of our callbacks. Customers feel we could take payments over the phone. We aren't able to take a payment over the phone. We can stay on the line with them and help them with the IVR system. That's our automated system regarding payments. But a lot of customers, they do prefer a personal interaction. They do feel obligated to give us their card number or their bank information, but we're unable to do so, unfortunately.
I got one. A friend of mine reached out and said that his mom wanted to give me a little piece of her mind because she had lost service for less than an hour and wanted to know if she was going to get credited some money back for the time that the power was out.
So unfortunately, because no services are being used at the time of the power outage, we do not give credits. However, if there is a power outage that causes you to, lose food or lose anything like that, we do have a claims form on faypwc.com that you can complete and send that back in to us.
So you mean if the power's out, they're not getting service?
There's no service.
So they're not getting charged?
You're not being charged.
Eureka. Who would have ever guessed that? All right, let me ask this question. What's one thing, you don't have to be limited to one, but at least one thing you wish every PwC customer knew?
One thing I really wish people knew is that we, as reps, we are customers also. And so PwC in no way, shape, or form is ever trying to hurt you or, charge you more or anything. So just understand that, again, we are all in this together. I like to remind customers I am a customer as well.
And you do not get a discount.
And I do not get a discount.
That's exactly what I was finna piggyback on.
If you want to see a copy of my bill, I will send it to you.
Wishing there was a discount, okay?
But yeah, honestly, yes, we are all in this together. So I'm going to always be respectful whenever you call, because I do understand that in these days and times are hard. So we will try our best to assist you in any way we can.
That's a great tagline. You might have just, like on Lean On Me, you have rewritten our alma mater. That should be the new slogan. We are all in this together. Yes. I love that. What are some other frequently asked questions? No, let me take it to water conservation. Beyond just trying to lower your bill, what are some things? I know you talked about leaks, but what about like your irrigation system, or if what happens if there is a leak? How can someone even spot it, and what do they do after that?
Well, I do a suggestion regarding for leaks, because a lot of times I wouldn't say it's just irrigation leaks, but it could be a pipe that has busted or something underneath their home or inside their home. I know a lot of customers call in and they state they can't hear the water running, they can't see it leaking. I have suggested customers, she had 4 bedrooms inside her home and 3 bathrooms. I did recommend that she get a small towel and to put it underneath her sink, and I would wait 24 hours just to see. If she comes back that next day and she sees that the towel's damp, there's a leak. If she's renting, I would suggest to have the landlord have someone come out or seek a professional if you own the home yourself. Mm-hmm. That way they could take a look inside the home just to see what's going on regarding any leak like that.
What about toilet leaks?
Toilet leaks?
So for toilet leaks, if you have a concern that you might have a toilet leak, you can do what is called the dye test. You can get dye tablets. You can use food coloring. You can even use Kool-Aid. You don't need a lot. You only need a few drops. You would put it in the tank of your toilet. That is the part that has the lid on it. You would take that off, pour a few drops in the tank of the toilet. You will wait 15 to 20 minutes. You would come back and look in the bowl of your toilet, and if you see any color that has seeped through, you possibly have a flapper that is not sealing correctly. And I've been told those parts for the inside of the toilet do not cost a lot. You can go to YouTube University to learn how to change it out, and that would end up saving you a lot of money in the long run.
Absolutely. It happened to me this weekend. The little flusher broke. I went to Lowe's, got a little $10 replacement, and did it myself. A lot of those projects are DIY. So as mentioned, if you don't feel confident to just try it on your own, get on YouTube. In fact, go to the PwC YouTube channel. We got a lot of great information that we put up there. Shameless plug. Sharon, anything you want to add?
No, just the information that Tara and MIKIA are already sharing, that when you do call in, we're definitely here to educate our customers on the products we have. And then, trying to lower your bill, of course, that's going to be a big thing now with the weather that we're having. But again, just educating customers from leaks to what we call pay plans, if you need additional time paying your bill, how to explaining customers to understand their bill. What are they looking at other than just looking at the amount due? So definitely we're here to assist.
Yep. A lot of great resources. Talk a little bit about the Energy Resource Center.
Yes, so definitely, customers can go online. Great information as far as conserving with your electric, conserving with your water, wastewater, and just reading and kind of, feeding your mind with the different things that you can be in control of as far as keeping your bill manageable.
Yeah. We're going to take our final break, and we're going to come back with some reminders for our listeners related to PwC. You are listening to Pwc Connections on Widu Radio. We'll be right back.
Pastor Gregory L. Davis from the Second Missionary Baptist Church here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You're listening to Wake Up.
Get in shape, gain knowledge, eat better, clean out the garage. Well, all good resolutions, very ambitious and somewhat attainable. At PwC, we have a pretty simple approach to this year's resolutions. Keep doing what we do with excellence. Our community and our customers are the most important thing to us. Providing award-winning service is our goal every year. It's also nice to reflect, be recognized for our efforts, and celebrate recent achievements, like the Public Public Power Award of Excellence, Gold Award for Exceptional Utility Performance by the Association of Metropolitan Water Agencies, Partnership for Safe Water 25-Year Directors Award, just to name a few. Thank you for trusting your public power utility. We're committed to innovation, reliability, and you. Here's to another year of Fayetteville PWC moving our community forward. Cheers.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is PwC Connections on Widu Radio. We have been talking all morning about advice and tips for customers so that you can have a better experience with PwC. We're all in this together. And I think we got a call. Let's see what question we have from the line. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for being there. This is Joyce. I have, first of all, I have a comment, I guess a congratulations for PwC. You all do a great job, and I think we don't realize that. And mainly I want to comment on the water quality of PwC. I travel a lot at different states, different countries, and people do not realize that we have an award-winning water system here. People spend a lot of money on buying bottled water, but our water quality is one of the tops in the country. So I just want to congratulate you guys and thank you all for that. It makes a difference. My question is the great debate about lights on and leave them on or turn them off and turn them on, and whether an older home or a newer energy efficient home makes the difference in that.
Great question, and thanks for that comment. We greatly appreciate it. Who wants to take that?
So regarding lights on or off, I would definitely say when lights are not in use or the room is not in use, definitely turn those lights off, because anything that's using electricity is going to affect your bill.
Okay. Short and simple. All right, before we get out of here, I do want to remind our listening audience of a couple things. Number one, on Monday, January 19th, PwC offices will be closed. We are honoring and recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King for his holiday, so offices will be closed. However, if you have a utility-related emergency, please feel free to still reach out to our customer service line, 910-483-1382. Someone will be there to answer your inquiry if it is an emergency. And always know that you can go to our website, faypwc.com. Plenty of resources there. 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to get help from just going to the website. Also want to remind everyone, we've been putting information out about the interbasin transfer request that was made by the town of Fuquay-Varina. They are seeking to take 6 million gallons of water out of the Cape Fear River, which could hamper some of our growth and development here in Fayetteville and Cumberland County. So we have been asking people to take action and submit written comments to Ms. Maya Holcomb at the Division of Water Resources. You have until April 1st to send a comment, let them know your concern, and hopefully we can get that request altered. As mentioned by the caller, PwC has been recognized for all types of awards, and we remain committed to our community and consistently receiving awards for outstanding service and unwavering dedications to excellence. For those who may not know, PwC has received the Public Power Award for Excellence. They are a 7-time reliable public power provider winner at the diamond level. That is the highest level that it can be awarded, and not just for electric service, but also for water service. We are a gold award winner for exceptional utility performance by the Association of Metropolitan Water Agencies. So PwC continuously strives for excellence. It's not just meeting the mark, but exceeding the mark. Also want to give a fun little reminder. January 21st is Squirrel Appreciation Day, and I guess it's an appreciation because it keeps us in business. Those who don't know, the most common cause of power outages is
squirrels.
Animal interference. Here in Fayetteville, the squirrels love to climb the lines and sharpen their teeth, sharpen their nails, and unfortunately, it can be fatal, and it can also interrupt service. So it is a fun way to remind our community that the biggest cause of outages are squirrels. So we appreciate them, but at the same time, they can be a nuisance. For more information, please know that you can sign up for our electronic e-blast. Staying updated on your hometown utility has never been more convenient. We're thrilled to announce that we have shifted the traditional newsletter to a new e-blast system. So you can go to our website and find out how you can sign up today and embrace the more sustainable way to stay connected. We also want to remind our community that the Grays Creek Water Project is underway. We're working with our contractors to help with the water infrastructure project to provide safe and reliable, regulated drinking water to Grays Creek Elementary as well as Alderman Road Elementary Schools. So this is being supported by a $12 million state funding, and the initiative will help PwC extend our water mains to Grays Creek. So I know we're known as the hometown utility, but we're continuing to grow and grow and grow. For those who may not know, our next episode of Pwc Connections on Widu Radio will take place on Monday, February 12th, right before Valentine's Day. And we're going to be recognizing our award-winning water distribution center as well as the wastewater collection system. Both of those have been they recently received awards, so we're going to have a representative from each one of those areas to come on and talk about that. Again, reminder, if you need more information about PwC, a reminder of some of the things that have been discussed on today's show, know that you can go to our website, faypwc.com. Customer service line is always available at 910-483-1382. I'm going to say it one more time, 910-483-1382. And before we get out of here, is there any one last reminder you guys want to each share? I'm going to start with you, MIKIA.
I'll just say that we do appreciate our customers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Tara?
We're always here to assist, no matter how difficult or how small the issue is. We're always here to help.
That's right. What do you guys sharing?
Awesome. I just want to share that typically midday is our higher call volume. So customers, if you're able to, maybe trying to call earlier in the morning. Again, we do open at 7 and then don't close until the phone lines till 8 in the evening. So sometimes if you can call earlier or later in the evening, definitely some other payment options as far as some customers still choose to mail in their payments, which is great. We do have also auto pay for more convenience in making your payments. So just to share those other two tidbits. Okay. And always great sitting next to you.
Flattery will get you everywhere with me. I want to thank our radio station partners, Widu, for allowing us this platform to share information with the community. I would also like to thank our guests for making time. I know you guys are super duper busy, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, so we greatly appreciate it, and thank you for making time. And likewise, Sharon, thank you for joining me and bringing your expertise and knowledge to this platform to help make PwC Connections even better and helping us connect with the community. I think I've said a mouthful. We'll be back, as mentioned, on Monday, February 12th for our next edition of PwC Connections. Thank you for listening. We're out of here.
WIDU1600.com. We are WIDU Fayetteville. We do radio. Follow us on Facebook at WIDU 1600 AM.
NCN News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is pushing back after confirming that the Justice Department is threatening him with a criminal indictment. CBS News' Scott McFarland.
If you get yourself somehow ensnared in a criminal investigation, you've got to hire a lawyer, spend time, spend heartburn trying to fight those things back, and that sends a message to future critics to stay quiet.
North Carolina is dealing with measles with a case recently confirmed on Friday in Rutherford County. Buncombe County Public Health Director Dr. Ellis Matheson.
Currently, we do not have community spread of measles in Buncombe County. The cases that we've had have been connected to the South Carolina outbreak that, is right across the state lines.
Meanwhile, flu cases are rising across North Carolina. State epidemiologist Dr. Zach Moore tells WLOS in Asheville.
We want to make sure people are remembering these antiviral drugs are available so that we can minimize the number of severe cases and deaths this season.
Thousands of nurses at several major New York City hospitals have gone on strike. New York City Mayor Zoran Mondani came out to support nurses today.
New Yorkers have a right to quality health care, as do the nurses who provide that care.
Strong winds with a cold front brought a burst of snowflakes across western North Carolina Sunday, even a few in the Triad area. Could we see more this week in certain parts of the state? WXII meteorologist Brian Slocum says.
Could be a rain-snow mix on Thursday. Looking ahead at impact from this, I don't think we have any impact at all. I don't even think temperatures are below freezing when this begins to move in, but we want to mention it. I'm sure you're hearing about it.
Avery County schools operated on a 2-hour delay this morning. The district cites low temperatures and the potential for black ice as the